Good morning, folks. So I bought a microphone. Yay! It doesn't work. Boo! Yeah, I drove to Coimbra. I bought a microphone, and it's not supported on this device. So I did order one from Amazon, which I cancelled, and now I'm going to have to reorder, and everything takes forever to get here. So I'll try and speak up, speak more clearly. So, after the darkness of this week, we feel like we're back in the light, and we'll kind of explain what we're going to do about the land and how we feel we're best to deal with it. And I got to get on with some work. So this morning I'm going to start clearing what is now the kitchen, and will be the kitchen, but it's completely full of their old stuff. Chest freezer, my towers. This cooker, I'm going to clean that. I've got some special cleaning stuff. So I'm going to clean that and try and get it working again. So we've got somewhere to cook. That table is going to be repurposed and reused because I think that's not been devoured by worm. These two units are going. I can't repurpose them. There are limits. This wooden unit, which is very beautiful, but I think it's absolutely riddled with worm. It's kind of, whenever you touch it, bits fall off it. It's very pretty, but I can have a look at it anyway. And the chest freezer, I think it would probably use so much energy. It would be an extremely inefficient thing to keep. So that's going to go as well. And then the end goal to this is, as soon as all this is gone, then the chimney and this, the top of the bread oven, and all this will be coming out, because it's about 6 square meters of floor space. So yeah, it's just got to go. It's just it's ridiculous, and we're never going to use it. Then I can start taking all this render off the wall and start the tanking process, which I'm sure all you lime experts that are out there are going to be really really excited to see. We've got parts, you can see here, this is subterranean, this is underground, this part here. And it's soaking. It's always been soaking, and I know how to stop that. Now, this is the problem with lime. Is it's hygroscopic. That's the science behind it, not the wishy-washy dream, or the false news. Yeah. The false news that's spread about it, which is it allows moisture in, it allows moisture out. It doesn't. It draws moisture in. So if you've got something that's hygroscopic, so you've got granite which is porous. This granite is porous and it's a solid wall. Water is going to track through this. It's going to track through the joints. It's going to track slowly but surely through the stone. So if you've got something that's hygroscopic, which is the pointing on the outside, say, or a lime render, it's going to draw moisture in, and then the pointing inside in around the stone is going to draw moisture in. It will find the path of least resistance to the lime pointing on the inside and the lime render on the inside, which is drawing it in. It's all hygroscopic. It's making your house damp. It's not. What kind of world do you live in where you think there's some kind of magical thing which allows the moisture in and then allows the moisture out again. It just comes in and makes your house rot. This is a fact. I have seen this time and time again. I've seen horrendous dry rot problems in the UK caused by people that have had their house internally rendered or pointed in lime, externally pointed or rendered in lime. It's a lie, I promise you. But if you want to use lime, if you feel, and this is another thing, it's like, oh well, it's good for the environment. It's not good for the environment, because eventually you will realise and you will revert back to the methodology that I will show you. So why not just go with it in the first place? Anyway, that's my I'm ranting again. So full of rants. Do you know what? I saw my first dirty big spider in here last night as I was showing my friends the geckos that were running around the wall. And I've got no idea what I'm going to find in the wood pile. I'm not looking forward to that bit. I'm really not looking forward to that bit. So yeah, big clean out today. Let's see how it goes. Oh, and this is another thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a massive washing station outside. And I've got a huge washing up bowl. And so as all these cups and bowls and things, as they all come out, they're going to get washed, dried, packed up into boxes, put into storage, and then Sarah can decide what she deems is reusable. And wow, look at that view. Anyway, yeah, what can be sorry, just you just forget sometimes where you are. Yeah, she can deem what's usable and what's not usable. Yeah, we've got drawer. Yeah, I mean, this is just not. Ooh, what's that? This is not reusable. Anyway, and also the cutlery. It's like it's made from plastic. It's very strange. Do you know what? I'm going to reuse this. I do love a good fish slice, and this has got so much flex in it. Look at that, fantastic. And this interesting mug. What's this inside? Is it a lighthouse? What could it be? Anyway, that's staying just because it's weird as fudge. Yeah, box of beer there. I bought it for a delivery guy. If anyone wants it, pop round. It's yours. He wouldn't take it, but he said, "Oh, it is worthless. It is warm." Okay, sorry, man. I didn't have a fridge at the time. Right, guys. So let's see how this day goes on. Sorry for waffling on. Ciao for now. And yeah, and this ceiling, this roof, this ceiling. As soon as this is out, I can get on with insulating this, tanking these walls, and making some real progress in this room, which yeah, I feel like everything's stalled recently with moving in and the landmare. Okay, folks, ciao for now. See how strong I am. I always knew there was something odd about this chair. And then as I've been clearing out the fireplace, which is where it was here, I realised that in the same spirit of fix up and make do that we have embraced, this is a very old repurposed seat from probably a 1970s, early 80s car that's just been strapped with some wire to a little stool. Now this is now one of my favourite things in the entire world. So maybe a little bit more fixing up and some upholstery for the vinyl is definitely in order. What do you think, folks? Is that not just the best seat you've ever seen in your life? This could well be one of my favourite possessions now. Okay, so we have a bit of daylight. Cooker. I've got to get that cleaned up, but it's just taking so long. Repurposed 1970s car seat. Horrible old units. Vermuscht. I can walk a lot. You can walk in here now. Look at this beautiful tiled floor. Still got to clean all this stuff. I've done all the little cups and the bowls and the ramekins. That's what they're called. And the butter dish. There's loads of it that's been cleaned. It's all on a new shelf in my bedroom, the front room. Fireplace all cleared out. Massive rat's nest in there, vermuscht. Interestingly, the rat poo that I found in here, was massive. So I hope they don't come back. If they do, I'm sure I'm going to hear them because they must be humongous. So anyway, yeah, that's this place cleared out. It's so much better. Yeah, 2 days of just burning wood infested, worm and beetle infested furniture. And yeah, just getting all this crap cleared out. I've got a car full of rubbish that's got to go to the waste bins. But anyway, I'm really rather pleased with how the work's gone the last couple of days. And yeah, the last thing I'm going to go up and sit up on Sarah's bench if it's not too windy, because I don't have a microphone, and explain what's happened about the land and how we think it's going to go, what we think's happened, and our solution. So yeah, I'm going to take a wander up to sit on somebody else's land. On Sarah's bench. Well, they haven't turned up and said, "Get off my land," yet. So anyway, well, yeah. All right, so yeah, I'll stop waffling now and go and sit up there where it's a bit cooler, because it's quite warm in here. It's been warm in here for the last 48 hours because that's just been rocking. And I've found somebody who wants to come and collect all the logs that are in the basement down there. So they'll get reused, because I have got nowhere to store them until we have a wood burner, which now, as things are, won't be for a very long time. So yeah, so that's good. Local chap's going to come and collect the firewood. Cool. Right. Okay. Let's go and talk land. Okay, folks. So firstly, I want to thank everyone for kind of reaching out, offering support, advice, help, guidance, love, kindness. It's quite overwhelming, and I haven't had chance to respond. I like to reply to every comment that people make, and I will get around to it. I've just been kind of working through it slowly and trying to get on with the house. Ooh. Whoa, this is all very whoa. The house. I'm not going to do that anymore. Yeah, I've been trying to get on with the house and trying to buy a microphone and just continuing to get stuff done for moving in. We've got some taps fitted, new tap in the bathroom, an external tap which feeds the solar shower. Just getting the solar shower up and running. So anyway, yeah, thank you for all your kindness. It helped, it really did. And thanks to Dave and Arwen for coming and dragging me out of the darkness. See, there are some. I was trying to tell you in the last video that there's some really lovely people in Portugal, immigrants from England and Wales and Scotland and Denmark and France, and I was trying to tell you about their kindness and how they dragged me out of the light, and it just descended into a rant about expats. Yeah, it was just everything was coming out sideways because of a few things had happened, and we hadn't mentioned the other things because just felt like we're moaning a bit, really, and there was not like we could do anything about it. My God, I'm grooted. Anyway, I better get to the laundry. So we signed the deeds to this house. This is another thing that happened, you see, and we've never told anybody about this. We told a few friends, but we just kept it to ourselves because we didn't want to rock the boat or upset people. So we signed the deeds to the house. I think it was early October, and then so the house and all the possessions, everything inside, the furniture, belonged to us. They were ours. We had bought them legally, unlike the land. So the previous one of the members of the family, I think it was the daughter of the lady who lived here, rocked up to Teresa, our neighbour, who was the key holder. We had asked her to look after the keys just in case there was any problems, and said, "Oh, is it okay if I just borrow the keys? Because I just want to grab a few personal possessions that belong to my mum that are important to me." And Teresa said, "Well, it's not your house anymore. They're not your possessions anymore." But she was in a very awkward position. So she said, "Oh, okay then." And she handed over the keys, and she knew she shouldn't have handed over the keys, but she was just she was put in a really awkward position by this person, by this family member. And anyway, then Teresa came out, and the next thing, there's a massive van. There's a van backing up down our driveway, and like a load of blokes like emptying our house of all our possessions, the furniture that we were kind of going to use whilst we were here. And so obviously we couldn't get out here. In springtime we got in contact with the local farmer, gardener, and had the land cleared so that we kept to the agreement of keeping your land clear. And then as soon as I could get out here, I came to start work on the house, and I went to go and see Teresa and say, "Hi Teresa, have you got the keys to my house?" And she said, "Oh, I'm really sorry, this has happened." And Teresa said, "I will stand up in a court of law and say that this has happened, but I've just been put in this awful position." So I was just like, what the? So I spoke to Sarah about it, and we spoke to some friends, and we just kind of decided just to let it go, because we didn't want to put Teresa in an awkward position between two people through no fault of her own, you know. So we just let it go. So this kind of comes on to when this next thing happened with the land. That's when all my kind of anger. And another thing Teresa said, when Teresa was telling me about the other day, when she was telling me about, no, this isn't your land, I said, was this family a family of criminals, crooks? And she said, this is Portugal, get used to it. So I had that on board, and in my other videos, I've come across nothing but warmth, kindness, generosity of spirit, and everything from the Portuguese people. But it just all started spilling out sideways. So this is kind of why I just wanted to explain where all that anger was coming from. It was an accumulative effect. It wasn't just one thing. It was a few things. So anyway, how does the scam happen? So since the video was published on YouTube, I bumped into various people. I've heard a tale of some people near Castelo Branco who bought a house and some land, and then they discovered that half of the house didn't. I'm smiling because the next story is quite funny, because I don't know those people, but this isn't funny. These people, they bought a house and some land, and then somebody rocked up and said, half of this house is mine. And they went, well, no, we bought this house. And he said, well, no, you didn't. You bought that half of it. So half of their house belonged to somebody else, and one half belonged to them. And so they said, well, this is going to be our home. Can we buy the half from you? And they said yes. Anyway, it transpired that there was a piece of land attached to that half of the house, so it's going to cost a load more money. So that was one story. Another one was local to here. There was 2 houses side by side, and they were sold individually to 2 separate English couples. And there was a piece of land, unmarked boundaries, like a shared garden, if you will, in the back. And the estate agent told one couple that was their land, and he told the other couple that was their land. And then they moved in, both thinking that they owned the piece of land, and it was just attached to one of the houses, and one of the couples were duped. And then the funny story that I'm just going to tell you, so a couple bought a house, I think it might have been in Coimbra, and I think Dave and I remember telling me about this, and there was a locked door inside the house, and I thought, well, that's very strange, we'll have to open that one day and find out what's this all about. And so they'd been there for a couple of months, and then they heard the front door go, and then they heard footsteps going up the stairs. So they kind of came out just to see somebody unlocking the door and locking it behind them. And they knocked on the door and said, excuse me, hello, hello. And there was no reply. And this gentleman owned that room inside that house. And it wasn't, I think they confronted him in the morning and said, what are you doing in our house? And he said, this is my room. So this happens quite a lot. Apparently it happens everywhere. I don't think it happens in the UK because of conveyancing laws and lawyers and solicitors and surveyors. So how did the scam happen on our land? So we were clearly told by the estate agent. Now we don't know whether so the lawyer in this, there's no portion of blame for the lawyer at all, and I'll explain why. So either the owners of the house, the family, had told the estate agent that this piece of land came with that house, so she believed in her heart that was the case, or the estate agent, knowing that we were tired, you know, we'd just been travelling around looking at houses all over the place. We were tired, confused, didn't know up from down. We were in a foreign land, scared, buying a house, not knowing the procedure, not knowing the language. Vulnerable. We were vulnerable. So we don't know. We don't know where the lie was born, or for for somebody, you know, whose gain we don't know. So then obviously when those details are then sent to the lawyer, our lawyer, she is looking at the articles, which would have been the house, the ruin and the land, and she would just assume that we've been informed correctly that this is the land. You know, why would she assume that somebody's been lying to us? She would just assume that we'd been armed with the full facts, which we clearly were not. So so in effect, we kind of dropped the ball. Nearly swore, can't swear. So we dropped the ball, really. We should have checked. And one way that you can avoid this is by insisting that the vendor, whoever's selling the property, pays for themselves. If you want to buy the property, say, yeah, we will buy the property, but first we want a topographical survey done of the land so you know exactly what you're getting. And you could maybe do the same with the house as well, I don't know. But just to get a map of the land would be a really good idea. Then you won't be left in the situation that we're in. So now, solutions. Let's move away from the problem and let's get our way into the solution. And really the only solution which doesn't involve a load of bitterness and just a procrastinated, painful experience is to try and bargain with the people who own the 2 pieces of land that we wanted, that we thought we owned, and the 1 piece that we thought we were going to buy, which we haven't met those people yet. We don't know where. I think they might be in an old people's home. The people that own the bit of land that I showed you in a previous video, well, that's just way off the cards at the moment. And just use, we've got the money to pay for the doors to make sure that the house is secure before we leave, and then we might have enough for a deposit on this 2nd piece of land. And the thing is, if we can secure this 2nd piece of land before we leave, then it means if this 3rd piece, the small triangle, comes up for sale, then because we border it, they would have to offer it to us at a fair market price. That's how it works in Portugal. So that's where we are with the land. And I've kind of got off the pity potty, as they say, because I have been incredibly down, really quite piteous, and maybe justifiably so, I don't know. Yeah, just getting on with the kitchen now. And the other good news that you'll all be really pleased to hear about is Sarah's booked her flights. She's had her holiday time okayed by her work, and she's coming in about 23 days and 6 hours and 54 minutes and 12 seconds. So I'll be meeting her in Porto. We were going to stay a few nights in Porto, but yeah, she said maybe we we'll find a cheap hotel and just stay for a night, experience Porto because she lands quite late at night. So we'll just stay there and then get a bus back here, and then it'll be lovely to not be alone, for her to experience this, and yeah, just have some us time out in Portugal, in our home that we're not going to walk away from and we're not going to give up on, and yeah. So one final thing I'll say is I've set up lots of people said that they wanted to help sort of financially, and it's something that we've never wanted to do. It felt really uncomfortable, but we have set up a Patreon account thing. I don't know how it works, and there's a link down in the description of our page, maybe, I don't know. But if you did want to give something through Patreon to help us to secure the land that we thought we owned, then we would be very, very grateful, and we'll humbly accept any donations. Although it does make us feel very uncomfortable, but we are a bit. We've got to get this middle bit of land before we leave back for the UK. So, and we've got to get doors because the house needs to be secure. So, and then we're just going to have to go back to work and some more money, so we can carry on with our Portuguese dream. So, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's helped to clarify the situation. And my God, I've been talking for 17 minutes. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one, which will be stripping off the render in the kitchen. I'm going to leave the fire in there because there's still going to be loads of stuff, rotten wood in the basement. So I might actually get that cleared out before I start doing anything in the kitchen. And then I can burn all the rotten stuff in the fireplace safely, and then take the chimney and the chimenea down. Anyway, that's it for now, folks. I hope you enjoy the. I'll finish this with the little baby gecko. I think I might call him Poco, because I did ask for suggestions, but Poco means small in Portuguese, and he's very small and very cute. I wanted to pick him up, but he's a wild animal, so I didn't. Okay, ciao folks. Thank you. So I've just opened the kitchen window, and I've never seen one before. But here's a little baby gecko. Sorry, I'm whispering because I don't want to scare him. Look at that. He's teeny tiny. And he's very blue in his colourings. Hello. Hello, little one. The mother will come and attack me now. How cute is that? Hello. Hello, little one. Stay away from that one. It's not very windy today. Hello. It's alright, you're perfectly safe. You're not so safe in the hinge of the window. Oh, you're scared. I'll leave you be. You're alright. Come on. Boop, 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 boop. What are we going to call you then? Any suggestions for the name for a tiny, tiny gecko? Oh, look, he's getting all brave now. Now, whatever you do, little baby gecko, stay away from the fire, because we're going to be starting up the fire again. Alright? Can we watch you run up the wall now? Okay. I'll leave you be. Alright.